Applicant tracking systems, or ATS, are essential tools for operations teams managing recruitment. But not all ATS platforms are created equal. Some can hinder your workflow, create bottlenecks, or even frustrate your team. In this video, we'll explore which types of ATS software operations teams should avoid and why. By understanding the common pitfalls, you can make smarter choices and keep your hiring process smooth and efficient. Let's start by understanding what an ATS does and why it's so important for operations teams. An ATS, or Applicant Tracking System, is software that helps companies organize and manage their hiring process. It automates tasks like posting jobs, collecting resumes, and tracking candidates through different stages. For operations teams, a good ATS streamlines communication, saves time, and reduces manual work. However, if the ATS is poorly designed or lacks key features, it can create more problems than it solves. That's why choosing the right ATS is crucial for operational efficiency. For operations teams, the right ATS can make hiring faster and more organized. It helps manage candidate data, schedule interviews, and communicate with stakeholders. But the wrong ATS can slow everything down, cause confusion, and even lead to missed opportunities. That's why it's important to know which ATS features to look for and which ones to avoid. Let's dive into the common issues that make some ATS platforms a poor fit for operations teams. One of the biggest red flags for operations teams is an ATS with an overly complex interface. If the software is hard to navigate, your team will spend more time figuring out how to use it than actually hiring. Complicated menus, unclear icons, and too many unnecessary features can overwhelm users. This leads to mistakes, frustration, and wasted time. Always look for an ATS with a clean, intuitive design that your team can learn quickly. Another issue to watch out for is an ATS that doesn't integrate well with your other tools. Operations teams often rely on calendars, email, HR systems, and communication platforms. If your ATS can't connect with these, you'll end up duplicating work and missing important updates. Integration is key for a seamless workflow. Avoid ATS platforms that operate in isolation and make it hard to share information across your organization. Every operations team has unique needs. An ATS that can't be customized to fit your processes will hold you back. For example, if you can't adjust workflows, add custom fields, or set permissions, your team may have to work around the software instead of with it. This reduces efficiency and can even introduce errors. Look for ATS platforms that offer flexible customization options to match your team's way of working. A slow ATS can be a nightmare for operations teams, especially during busy hiring periods. If pages take too long to load, or the system frequently crashes, your team's productivity will suffer. Delays in accessing candidate information or scheduling interviews can lead to missed opportunities and frustration. Always test the performance of an ATS before committing, and avoid platforms known for sluggish response times. When issues arise, quick and helpful support is critical. Some ATS vendors offer limited or slow customer service, leaving your team stranded when problems occur. This can halt your hiring process and create unnecessary stress. Before choosing an ATS, check reviews and ask about support options. Avoid platforms with a reputation for poor user support, as this can become a major headache for operations teams. Some ATS platforms seem affordable at first, but come with hidden costs. These might include extra fees for integrations, user licenses, or advanced features. Operations teams need to budget carefully, so unexpected expenses can be a big problem. Always ask for a clear breakdown of costs before signing up. Avoid ATS vendors that aren't transparent about their pricing. Operations teams rely on data to make decisions and improve processes. An ATS with limited or confusing reporting tools makes it hard to track key metrics like time to hire, source effectiveness, or candidate drop-off rates. Without clear insights, it's difficult to optimize your hiring strategy. Avoid ATS platforms that don't offer robust, easy-to-use reporting features. In today's fast-paced work environment, operations teams often need to access the ATS on the go. If the software doesn't offer a mobile app or a responsive web interface, your team may struggle to keep up with urgent tasks. This can delay communication and slow down the hiring process. Choose an ATS that supports mobile access for maximum flexibility. An ATS that's difficult for candidates to use can hurt your company's reputation and reduce your talent pool. Complicated application forms, unclear instructions, or technical glitches can drive candidates away. Operations teams should avoid ATS platforms that don't prioritize a smooth, user-friendly experience for applicants. Happy candidates mean better hiring outcomes. Automation can save operations teams countless hours by handling repetitive tasks like sending emails, scheduling interviews, or updating candidate statuses. If an ATS lacks automation features, your team will spend more time on manual work and less on strategic tasks. Avoid platforms that don't offer automation, as they can slow down your entire hiring process. Security is a top priority when handling sensitive candidate data. Some ATS platforms have weak security measures, putting your company at risk of data breaches or compliance violations. Operations teams should avoid ATS vendors that don't provide clear information about their security protocols. Always choose platforms with strong encryption and regular security updates. A steep learning curve can slow down your operations team and delay hiring. Some ATS platforms offer little training or have confusing onboarding processes. This makes it hard for new users to get up to speed. Look for ATS vendors that provide clear documentation, tutorials, and onboarding support. Avoid platforms that leave your team struggling to learn on their own. Hiring is a team effort. If your ATS doesn't support collaboration, like sharing notes, assigning tasks, or tracking feedback, your operations team may struggle to stay aligned. This can lead to miscommunication and missed details. Choose an ATS with built-in collaboration features to keep everyone on the same page. An ATS with an outdated or clunky user interface can frustrate your team and slow down daily tasks. Modern operations teams expect software that's visually appealing, easy to use, and regularly updated. Avoid ATS platforms that look and feel old-fashioned, as they may not keep up with your evolving needs. Compliance with labor laws and data privacy regulations is critical. Some ATS platforms lack features to help you stay compliant, such as audit trails, consent management, or data retention controls. Operations teams should avoid ATS vendors that don't prioritize compliance, as this can lead to legal risks and fines. As your company grows, your ATS should be able to handle more users, candidates, and job postings. Some platforms can't scale easily, leading to slowdowns or extra costs as your needs expand. Operations teams should avoid ATS platforms that aren't built for growth. Always check scalability before making a decision. APIs allow your ATS to connect with other software and automate workflows. If an ATS doesn't offer API access, your operations team may struggle to integrate it with existing tools or build custom solutions. Avoid platforms that don't provide API support, as this limits your flexibility and efficiency. Managing user permissions is vital for security and workflow. Some ATS platforms have confusing or limited permission settings, making it hard to control who can access sensitive data. This can lead to accidental data leaks or unauthorized changes. Operations teams should choose ATS platforms with clear, customizable permission controls. Operations teams often need to process large numbers of candidates at once. If your ATS doesn't support bulk actions like sending emails or updating statuses, you'll waste time handling each candidate individually. This slows down the hiring process and increases the chance of errors. Look for ATS platforms that make bulk actions easy. Role-based access allows you to assign different permissions to different team members. Without this feature, it's hard to control who can see or edit certain information. This can lead to confusion or security risks. Operations teams should avoid ATS platforms that don't support role-based access controls. Audit trails help you track changes and monitor activity within your ATS. Without them, it's hard to investigate issues or ensure compliance. Operations teams should avoid ATS platforms that don't provide detailed audit logs. This feature is essential for transparency and accountability. Efficient candidate search is crucial for operations teams. If your ATS doesn't offer powerful search and filtering options, finding the right candidates becomes time-consuming. Avoid platforms that make it hard to search, sort, or filter candidate data. Fast, accurate search saves time and improves hiring outcomes. Interview scheduling is a core part of the hiring process. If your ATS doesn't offer built-in scheduling tools, your team will have to manage interviews manually, which is inefficient and prone to errors. Look for ATS platforms that integrate with calendars and make scheduling easy for everyone involved. Sending consistent, professional emails is important for candidate communication. If your ATS doesn't support email templates, your team will spend extra time writing messages from scratch. This can also lead to inconsistent communication. Choose an ATS that offers customizable email templates to save time and maintain professionalism. Operations teams handle a lot of documents, from resumes to offer letters. If your ATS doesn't provide document management features, storing and retrieving files becomes a hassle. Look for platforms that make it easy to upload, organize, and access documents securely. Every organization has its own hiring process. If your ATS doesn't allow you to customize workflows, your team may have to adapt to the software instead of the other way around. This can lead to inefficiencies and mistakes. Choose an ATS that lets you build workflows that match your team's needs. Collecting feedback from interviewers is essential for making informed hiring decisions. If your ATS doesn't support feedback forms or tracking, important insights may be lost. Look for platforms that make it easy to gather and review feedback from all stakeholders. Timely notifications keep your operations team on track. If your ATS doesn't send alerts for important events like new applications or interview reminders, tasks can slip through the cracks. Choose a platform that offers customizable notifications to ensure nothing is missed. Assigning roles and responsibilities within the ATS helps keep the hiring process organized. If your ATS doesn't support role assignment, it's easy for tasks to be overlooked or duplicated. Look for platforms that let you assign and track roles for each hiring stage. A candidate portal allows applicants to track their progress and communicate with your team. If your ATS doesn't offer this feature, candidates may feel left in the dark, leading to a poor experience. Choose an ATS that provides a transparent, user-friendly portal for candidates. Managing job offers is a critical step in hiring. If your ATS doesn't support offer creation, approval, and tracking, your team will have to handle these tasks manually. This increases the risk of errors and delays. Look for platforms with built-in offer management tools. Custom branding helps your company stand out to candidates. If your ATS doesn't allow you to add your logo, colors, or messaging, your employer brand may suffer. Choose a platform that supports custom branding to create a consistent and professional impression. Posting jobs to multiple boards is essential for reaching a wide audience. If your ATS doesn't integrate with popular job boards, your team will have to post manually, which is time-consuming. Look for platforms that make job distribution easy and efficient. Employee referrals are a valuable source of candidates. If your ATS doesn't support referral tracking, it's hard to measure and reward successful referrals. Choose a platform that makes it easy to manage and track employee referrals. Diversity and inclusion are important for modern organizations. If your ATS doesn't support diversity tracking or reporting, it's hard to measure progress and identify gaps. Look for platforms that help you track and improve diversity in your hiring process. Custom reports help operations teams analyze hiring data in ways that matter to them. If your ATS doesn't support custom reporting, you may miss out on valuable insights. Choose a platform that lets you build and export reports tailored to your needs. If your company operates in multiple regions, multi-language support is essential. An ATS that only supports one language can limit your reach and create confusion for candidates. Look for platforms that offer multi-language options for both your team and applicants. Video interviews are increasingly common, especially for remote hiring. If your ATS doesn't support video interviewing, your team will have to use separate tools, which can be inefficient. Look for platforms with integrated video interview features. Scoring candidates helps operations teams quickly identify top talent. If your ATS doesn't support candidate scoring or ranking, you may miss out on the best applicants. Choose a platform that offers customizable scoring systems. Visualizing your hiring pipeline helps operations teams track progress and spot bottlenecks. If your ATS doesn't offer pipeline visualization, it's harder to manage candidates and plan ahead. Look for platforms that provide clear, visual pipelines. Custom notifications help your team stay informed about the events that matter most. If your ATS doesn't allow you to set up custom alerts, you may miss important updates. Choose a platform that lets you tailor notifications to your workflow. To wrap up, operations teams should avoid ATS platforms that are hard to use, lack integration, offer poor support, or miss key features like automation, reporting, and security. Always test software before committing, and choose platforms that match your team's needs. By steering clear of these common pitfalls, you'll set your operations team up for hiring success.